So, let's talk about sogie. What is sogie? Sogie is an acronym for sexual orientation and gender identity and expression. Sogie means it is a types of sexual attraction to other person based on what kind of their identity and how you express yourself into others. Everyone has a sexual orientation and gender identity and expression, especially like me. I have an own attraction to other person and how I express it into them. And soji is an important piece of our identity that can determine our shape, needs, and experience. Means that we can identify ourselves what types of person we are. And soji is important because it talks about uh, equality to a person that we have a right to choose what person that we are attract. And let's talk the example of soji. Sexual orientation. Sexual orientation, it refers to a person emotionally romantically sexually attract to a person of the same and different sex. And it talks about how you or what kind of person that you attract, even he is a gay, homosexual, bisexual, and other types of identity they have. And for example that I am a gay, I am attracted to my same sex. That's the meaning of sexual orientation. You attract the same sex or different sex. Like lesbian, they attract with the same sex. And let's talk about bisexual. Bisexual, it refers to a person who emotionally, romantically, sexually attract to both men and females. For example, I am a boy. I am attracted to my same sex and also I am attracted to the different sex. That is the meaning of bisexual. You attract with same or different sex. And the next one is gay. Gay, it refers to a person who emotionally, romantically, sexually attract to people of same sex. It means gay is only attracted with a same sex. It means boy to gay. And next, let's talk about lesbian. So what is lesbian? Lesbian is it refers a woman who emotionally, romantically, and sexually attract to other women. Lesbian is a noun that describes women who are predominantly attract to other women. It can also be used an adjective. Some lesbian women prefer to identify as gay. Lesbian is a same of gay that they attract with a same sex. Next, let's talk about pansexual. Pansexual, it refers not limited in sexual choice with regard to biological sex, gender, or gender identity. Pansexual person who is sexually or romantically attracted to people of any gender or to people regardless of their gender. It means you have no choice what kind of gender that you want to choose to attract. Gender identity. Gender identity, a term used to describe a person's internal sense of themselves as a man, male, a woman, female, no gender or another gender regardless of anatomy. It means gender identity that it can describe yourself what type of person you are and how you express yourself into other people so that they can describe you without you telling them. Cisgender. Cisgender is a term used to describe a person whose identity aligns with those typically associated with the sex assigned to them at birth. For example, my mother giving me a birth that based on search or research that I am a boy. And after I grew up, in how many years that I describe myself that I'm a real boy and I don't have a heart like a girl or any kind of gender. And so I decide myself that I don't have a changes or I don't want to change my identity into other identity. Like, you have no changes to yourself that you born a boy and you grow like a boy. No have changes to yourself. That's the meaning of cisgender, no changing to your identity. And let's talk about transgender. Transgender is an umbrella term for people whose gender identity or expression is different from cultural expectation based on sex they were assigned at being birth. Transgender does not simply any specific sexual orientation. For example, transgender is kind of person like, for example, my mother giving me a birth, and based on research that I am a boy, and after I grow up, I decide myself that I want to change my identity because I'm not fit to my current identity. That's why I want to change it into female. Like, because I want to change my identity because of our surrounding. Because in our surrounding, it's a lot of female, so that I can adapt the females doing, and I can adapt their mindset, skills, and ability. That's why transgender can decide to change their identity into female because of their culture and surroundings. Gender expression. Gender expression, it's the external appearance of a person's gender, usually expressed through behavior, clothing, haircut, or voice, and which may or may not conform to social defined behavior and characteristic typically associated with being either masculine or feminine. For me, I express myself as a boy through my behavior, clothing, haircut, or voice, so that they can define me what types of identity I have without telling them. And lastly, gender roles. Societal expectation of how people should act, think, look, dress, sound, and or feel based upon the gender corresponding with their sex. Assigned at birth, gender roles often change over time. It means if you are a boy, you should only act like a boy, think like a boy, look like a boy, dress like a boy. And also for female, they should act like a female, think like a female, look like a female, dress like a female. That's our gender roles. But it depends because there's other female that can act like a male, and there's a male that can act like a female.